Game show here at Champion Car Wash Field today. Roseburg getting ready to take two from Ashland here, and on a beautiful Saturday morning, getting ready for the afternoon here coming up. And joining us in the pregame show is head coach Troy Thompson as we get to talk some Roseburg baseball. And coach, coming off of a nice win down there at Crater, a game that very competitive for you guys, and continues to show that this year is giving you guys quite the a good test for these younger guys that you guys are working in. What'd you come away feeling from that Crater game down there?
Well, like you said, a very good test, and anytime you go on the road in our league and come out with a victory, that's a good thing. So it was a good day on Tuesday. Played well in the later innings, and that was good to see. Pushed some runs across there in the 6th and 7th to extend our lead, and that's a good sign. Very good on the mound with Dom Tatone with his 6 innings, and then got the 3 outs there in the 7th with Garrett. So couldn't come away any better than that. So we felt good about ourselves after that game, and thought we did some good things offensively late and played solid defense behind some good pitching.
I've hitting wise, I feel like I went back, and I think all but 2 games you guys have had an extra base hit. You guys in the last 3 games have had 10 doubles in there by my count. Things are popping off the bat. Is there a mentality at the plate you're seeing from these guys that's resulting in being aggressive, finding extra bases that's working out for you this season? Or?
I'm not sure. I think it probably has to do with just more time here at the practice field and more time in game situations. So they're getting, what are we now, into week 4, I guess, or 5, or finishing week 4 or 5. I'm not sure where we're at with this season, but a lot of that has to do with just more looks in practice and more repetitions and all those things that you work on. And now after, X amount of time, we should be, getting some better looks and hopefully some better swings and being able to, put some numbers on the board offensively. But I think that's the biggest part, is the amount of time we've had to be together and to practice and do those things we like to do. And that hopefully continues to show up in our performance offensively in the games.
At this point in the season, you mentioned, we're getting towards the end of this year, but still a couple of weeks left to go for your guys. What are some of the things you still would like to see? I mean, I know there's always the basics and, being, cleaner with the baseball and pitching better and hitting, smart. But, as you look at it here, what are still some areas that you would really like to see these guys start to kind of clean up and focus on a little bit as you guys get ready to eventually get to your off season?
Well, like you said, it's all about, timely hitting and solid defense behind solid pitching. So we're still in the process of trying to figure out, all those things and who those players are going to be as we move forward here into summer and into next year. This is a good time for us this season to, find some innings for some players, and hopefully that translates into the summer and into next year with some things they can do and some opportunities they may have in the future for us. So that's the biggest focus, is to continue to work on this year, certainly this spring, all those things, but the big picture of down the road, like I said, this summer and into our next spring season, and hopefully all those things get to happen. There's nothing for sure about anything in the situation we're still in, so hopefully those things can happen, and by continuing to work with these guys here and giving them chances to do those things, good things will happen, not only now but in the future.
We've got this doubleheader here today, then 3 games coming up next week, and that wraps up your regular season. Have you guys, as a league, discussed more and come up with a plan for a culminating week type of event for the baseball season?
Well, I think that culminating week is going to look like a single game on, I believe, Tuesday, and a single game on Thursday of that week, and then it will depend on whether we've won or lost in those games, what happens next. But it will continue through Saturday of that week with single games, I believe. Locations, of course, yet to be determined, and who you play yet to be determined, with however many games we have left. I believe 5 until that happens. But yes, there is a plan in place, and kind of a semi-tournament format, similar to what volleyball did and this fall. But it won't be in one location, obviously. We'll be playing, home or away type things Tuesday and Thursday. And then if you continue to win on those days, you'll play on Saturday of that culmination week. So that'll continue to be a work in progress. And like everything, Joey, we'll kind of get there when we get there, and we'll know more about it as we get closer to it. But our focus, obviously, right now is on our games here today, and then into next week with a nice week, kind of a different week, a single Tuesday, single Thursday, single Saturday, into that culminating week.
Yeah. We'll put the asterisk at the bottom, subject to change, because you never know what's going to happen. But here real quick as we wrap it up with Coach Thompson, today Ashland, a program, I look back on OSAA.org, and it looks like the last time we probably saw them was 2013. But a good program that's had a lot of success there in Southern Oregon, and should be a great matchup today. What are you looking to see out of these Grizzlies?
Well, exactly that. For a lot of years, early on in the early teens, like you said, and into the early 2000s or mid 2000s there, 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, all those years they were in our league, and a quality league opponent, and they had some very, very good ball clubs and some very good players come out of there, some big names come out of there, and so they're a good program that's done a good job for a long time. And this year with the situation, we get to see them here in this kind of a regional league that we're playing in here with the Crater and Eagle Point and those guys, but a good program and a good team nonetheless. So we're excited about the chance here today to get on the field and play here. Looks like you said it's going to be a nice day and a beautiful place to play. So we're excited about that.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much for the time here, Coach.
Thanks, Joey.
And that is head coach Troy Thompson for the Roseburg baseball team as we continue on getting ready for Game 2 of our doubleheader here coming up in just a little bit. So we'll have that for you here in just a bit. We'll have another break here coming up, and we are waiting on lineup cards to make their way here to the booth. And when we get those, we'll get to our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups in just a few. But real quick, got to remind you that this is our Roseburg Disposal pregame show for Game 2. You can let them make the run of the dome for you. That's Roseburg Disposal. Give them a call at 673-7122. Roseburg wins Game 1 10-0. So we go to Game 2. Roseburg looking to try and pull off the sweep against Ashland. Taking a quick look at the regional standings going into today, and the doubleheaders going on around the rest of the, I guess, conference, you could say. Getting you set up on that. The Southern Oregon Regional had North Medford at the top with a 7-2 record. They were a half game ahead of Roseburg, who comes in at 7-3 to today's action. South Medford at 6-3 was one game behind North Medford, the leader. So they were in third. Grants Pass in fourth with a 6-4 record, 1.5 games behind everybody else, or the top of the lineup, I should say. Crater at 3-7. They were 4.5 games back of first place. Ashland was 2-7 coming in today, 5 games back, and they were pretty much in a virtual tie with Eagle Point, who is at 3-8, 5 games back of first as well. Today you had Grants Pass and North Medford squaring off, so that could be an interesting one there. We'll try and keep some an attention to what might be going on in the Grants Pass North Medford series. We'll keep an eye on that, see if we can see about any sort of updates on scores from that one. But as of right now, I'm not seeing anything that is coming through on a line at the moment, so we'll just kind of keep an eye on that, see if we get any updates there. Crater is hosting South Medford for a doubleheader today as well. So when the day's done, if Roseburg can pull off a sweep here, they could find themselves either in a tie or at the top of the regional standings when it's all said and done here after today's action. So we'll keep an eye on that and try and pass along any updates that we can there. For Oregon baseball fans, you could tune in and catch Oregon baseball going on right now over on News Radio 1240 KQEN. The Ducks taking on the Washington Huskies. Oregon won 13-0 yesterday in Game 1 of that 3-game series. And they got Game 2 going on right now up in Eugene at PK Park. Also, we'll have Oregon State baseball coming up for all of you fans on the radio here this evening. Oregon State baseball gets started at 6:35. Pregame at 6 o'clock right here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Want to remind everybody, today's Game 2 is streaming live online at 541radio.com. You can watch the game streaming there for free thanks to sponsorship from Renco General Contractors. They specialize in industrial and commercial construction, so whether you're building from scratch or maybe it's time to expand or remodel your current building at Renco, there's no job that's too big or too small small. Build your success with Renco. And we appreciate everybody that's tuning in to watch the games streaming online. Looked like we had a nice group there watching for Game 1, and hopefully everybody will trickle in for Game 2, which will get started probably in about 10 minutes from now, I'd imagine. We'll get Game 2 going here soon. We are collecting the lineup cards for our second game of the doubleheader. The very good at her job. I'm trying to think of a different way or better way to put this here, but just a more eloquent way probably. But very good at her job, Carmen Finlay, chasing down our lineup cards for us here, getting ready for Game 2 from Champion Car Wash Field here in Roseburg. We'll have that for you coming up in just a bit. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break, come back with more Roseburg baseball. I'm Joey Kieran, getting ready for the nightcap of today's doubleheader between Roseburg and Ashland. Right here on your home for sports in Douglas County. It's The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Contractors, formerly known as RE Noah, are the experts in industrial and commercial construction. With over 50 years of combined experience, Renco General Contractors is Douglas County's building leader when it comes to commercial construction. From turnkey construction from the ground up, tenant improvements to seismic upgrades, Renco is an authorized metal building dealer dedicated to providing our community the highest quality structures. They also specialize in steel fabrication and welding. Call Renco today. There's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Back here at Champion Car Wash Field on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Before we get into our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on The Score. Well, we get ready for Game 2 of our doubleheader this afternoon. And got a listener sending along some score updates on Twitter to us here. It looks like North Medford won Game 1 of their doubleheader against Grants Pass. Let me just double check here. It looks like North Medford won Game 1 10-0. Over Grants Pass. And South Medford also 10-0 over Crater. So right now the top of the standings there, North Medford, Roseburg, and South Medford all getting 10-0 wins in their games to start out doubleheaders today. So that'll kind of keep things right where they were. North Medford goes to 8-2, Roseburg 8-3, South Medford 7-3. So still a half-game lead for North Medford for first place in the league standings. So thank you there to Joe, passing that along on Twitter. Appreciate that. Always love when folks send us score updates. It's always easier to do that. We can't be everywhere, obviously, so that's cool. And also Roseburg softball won 10-0 in their opener of their doubleheader going on just beyond the left field fence out there here at Stewart Park, and it looks like they're into the top of the second inning. It's still a scoreless ball game of Game 2 of that one going on, and we'll try to keep an eye on that for you. All right, we got Game 2 coming up here. The lineup cards have been exchanged at home plate. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups for you. That's Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. Get the lineup, or get that out of there. All right, leading things off is going to be Dylan Anway, starting at third base for Ashland. Behind him, it'll be Sean Thompson, the DH, in Game 2. Nathan Carter in center field will bat third, followed by the catcher here for Game 2, which is Cruz Dreiling. Will be back behind the plate for Game 2 after pitching in Game 1. In left field will be Tyati Williams again. At shortstop will be Keller Bloodworth. At second base is Trip Rep. In right field will be Miles Ransweiler. And at first base will be Ira Nogues. And that'll be your starting lineup and your batting order there for head coach Nick Hall and the Ashland Grizzlies. The DH being utilized, that's Sean Thompson. He will bat for the starting pitcher, which is going to be Gabe Brabeck. And that'll be your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for Ashland as they get ready to take the field for Game 2. 8-3 Roseburg, 2-8 Ashland, squaring off second game of a doubleheader. On the mound in Game 2 for Roseburg is going to be Austin Takahashi. We'll get you a look around the diamond here behind the plate. Knox Hubbard catching. Out at first base is Evan Corbin. At second base, Sean Watson. At third is Jordan White. And at shortstop, Dawson Gillespie. In the outfield from left to right, Dominic Tatone, Logan Klopfenstein, and Garrett Zyman. We are underway. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Strike one taken for the leadoff man, Dylan Anway. Anway's second pitch, a breaking ball just missing high for Takahashi. Austin Takahashi, the sophomore right-hander, goes upstairs with the fastball. Couldn't get the hitter to chase. Anway holding off, has a 2-1 advantage in the at-bat. Takahashi, 8 innings worked. He has not recorded a decision yet. He's made 2 starts, 3 appearances. He'll miss high and inside for a 3-1 count. 6.12 ERA, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts, 1 hit batter in his time on the mound. 3-1 pitch misses low and inside, and Takahashi will walk the leadoff man. Dylan Anway will find himself on base with nobody out. There's 1 on base. Leadoff walk to the ball game as we start your second game of this doubleheader. Sean Thompson will bat, DHing again in Game 2. Saw the mound a little bit in Game 1. Throw down to first, and they've got Anway in between first and second. The run down. Gillespie will apply the tag for the out. 1-0 count at the plate for Sean Thompson, but now 1 out and nobody on base. I think that'll go down 2-3-6 on the pickoff. 1 away. Sean Thompson at the plate. The 1-0 pitch is fouled off by Thompson as Takahashi, after giving up the leadoff walk, he gets some help from the defense. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. He had Thompson ducking out of the way, and it's called for a strike. The 1-2 is high. Another breaking ball there. Did not have the snap off that the last one did. The 2-2 got him to swing and a miss. Strike 3. Thompson will go down. 2 down. First strikeout for Austin Takahashi. Here in the top of the first inning, game 2 of our doubleheader. And Nathan Carter will bat. He had a hit in his first at-bat in game 1. Breaking ball cuts through the zone for strike 1 to Nathan Carter. The 0-1. High and inside. Pops off the glove for Knox Hubbard. 1-1 count evens things up. That ball out to right field. Charging in, now pausing in his steps. Had the perfect depth out there in right field. It's Garrett Zimet that will get the out in right field. A leadoff walk, then picked off, and other than that, it's a 1-2-3 frame here in the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And it's a scoreless ball game as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Roseburg and Ashland squaring off here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Back here at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, Oregon for the bottom of the first in game 2 of today's doubleheader. Roseburg getting a 10-0 win in 6 innings in game 1. Taking a look at your Cougars Pest Control starting lineup for Roseburg. Leading things off will be Sebastian Watson at second base, followed by Logan Klopfenstein in center. Batting third, pitching in game 2 is Austin Takahashi. Dawson Gillespie, the shortstop, batting in the cleanup spot. Knox Hubbard will bat 5th at the catcher position. Garrett Zimet in right field batting 6th. Dominic Titone in left field will bat 7th as the first pitch by Gabe Brabeck is lifted into left field for the first out of the ball game. Off the bat is Sebastian Watson. Wasting no time there for Watson. He flies out to left, 1 away, bottom of the first. Scoreless ball game between Ashland and Roseburg. It'll be Logan Klopfenstein who will bat next. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Finishing out your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for Roseburg. Titone in left field, batting 7th. Nathan Wayman will DH, batting in the 8th spot. It's a ground ball for Klopfenstein, gets into left field. He'll start off with a base hit like he did in game 1. Grounds 1 into left field for a 1-out single. So Klopfenstein on at first and 1 out. Austin Takahashi will bat for Roseburg, the starting pitcher. So Wayman, the DH, will bat in the 8th spot, hitting for the starting pitcher. It's Roseburg going after the first pitch of every at-bat. I can't finish my lineup here. First pitch swinging for Takahashi. 1 hop on the infield dirt and into left field. He gets on with a single. First and second now for Roseburg. Bottom of the first with 1 away. This Roseburg lineup not wasting any time. It'll be Dawson Gillespie batting. Wayman in the 8th spot, batting for Evan Corbin, the first baseman, and then Jordan White is the third baseman. He'll bat in the 9th spot for Roseburg here today. There's your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup. We made it through. Cooper's Pest Control. Give them a call at 673-0363. 2 on, 1 away. First pitch to Gillespie is low and outside for ball 1. Sebastian Watson led it off. with a fly ball out to left field, but then it's been back-to-back singles for Roseburg since then. Pickoff move to second, no one covering, so no throw for Gabe Brayback, the starting pitcher for Game 2, right-hander out there. A sophomore on the mound, so you got a battle of right-handed sophomores here in Game 2. The 1-0, Gillespie will take high for a 2-0 count. Watson flew out to left to start, then Logan Klopfenstein pulled it to left field. A ground ball past the diving third baseman for a base knock. Then Austin Takahashi, who was on at first, they've got a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Takahashi lined one to left field as well. At the plate, it's a 3-0 count for Dawson Gillespie. Runners at first and second with one away. The 3-0 is taken for strike one. We'll look around the diamond defensively for Ashland here in the bottom of the first. Throw back to second. Noah, look that direction. Again, no throw. (3-1) for Gillespie. Ground ball pulled foul down the third base side. That'll take it to a full count here for Dawson. Three balls, two strikes, one out with runners at first and second. Bottom of the first, Roseburg trying to get on the board early against Ashland after winning 10-0 in Game 1, but not scoring until the 7th. This time, it's another bluff to second. No throw once again by Braybeck. Ball in the air out towards left field for Gillespie. Camping underneath it will be Williams. He'll throw the ball back in, holding the runners. There's two away. So Gillespie took it to a full count, but couldn't do any damage out of the cleanup spot. That'll bring up Knox Hubbard, who will try to get Roseburg some action with a two-out rally in the bottom of the first. The left-handed batter digs in, takes high and away for ball one. So looking around the diamond, behind the plate, it's Cruz Dreiling catching, the battery mate for Braybeck. Out at first base, Ira Nogues. Trip Rep at second. Keller Bloodsworth at short, and Dylan Anway at third. So 1-0 for Hubbard is in for a called strike. In the outfield from left to right, Tayati Williams, Nathan Carter, and Miles Ransweiler out in right. Another look back to second. No throw for Braybeck. Braybeck, excuse me. The 1-1 in the dirt for Hubbard. 2 balls and a strike. Wind seems like it's picking up a little bit here in the Umpqua Valley. You can see the trees kind of rustling around out there beyond the outfield fence, but can feel it blowing through by the press box here as well. The 2-1. High, and the count will go to 3-1 for Hubbard. Bottom of the first, scoreless ball game. Ashland, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base in the top of the first. Roseburg with 2 hits so far here in the bottom of the first inning. Trying to get something out of it. Strike taken on the 3-1 for Hubbard. That pitch at the top of the zone there. Full count pitch with 2 away. Runners moving. That pitch bounces in. That's ball 4, and Hubbard will get the free trip down to first. Bases will be loaded. First walk issued by Gabe Brabeck. Running will be Eli Jacobs yet again for Roseburg. Courtesy runner for the catcher. It did not check on the courtesy runner for the pitcher. Takahashi got a courtesy runner, and I think that's Carson Dunn. First pitch just outside on the offering from Gabe Brabeck to Garrett Zimet. The 1-0. Strike on the inside corner. Throw down to third. Up out of the crouch there for Dreiling. Came up throwing. He knew he wanted that one. Down to Anway. The throw off target. Back in safely went Klopfenstein. The off-speed breaking ball carries away outside. That is done out at second base, running for Takahashi. Bases loaded. It's a 2-1 count for Garrett Zimet. Bottom of the first, scoreless game. Zimet chops it to third. Easy play there for Anway to just step on the bag and finish off the first inning. Roseburg, no runs, 2 hits. There were no errors, 3 men left on base. They get them loaded. Can't bring anybody in. Scoreless game going to the top of the second. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back for the top of the second inning. Roseburg Baseball is brought to you by our friends at Kurt Orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile means confidence inside and out. Call Dr. Peterson at 541-672-5721. And by Barnes Heating and Cooling. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or give them a call at 541-459-1545. Cruz Dreiling will bat, the starting catcher for Ashland here in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Steps in against Austin Takahashi, who fires low and outside for ball 1. Scoreless game so far. Roseburg leaving the bases loaded. Pulling on the 1-0 offering, lining that one foul into the Cyclone fencing down the left side here at Champion Car Wash Field. One swung on and missed for strike 2. Dreiling falls behind in his at-bat. Was the starting pitcher in Game 1 and took the loss against Roseburg. He was well out in front of that pitch, swings at it wildly. That ball dropped, a throw down to first, and Roseburg will get the out. That is strikeout number 2 for Austin Takahashi. 1 away, and Tayati Williams will bat, the left fielder.
Number 4, Tayati Williams.
1 out and nobody on. Keller Bloodworth will be the third hitter due up in this second inning. Strike called against Williams. He falls behind 0-2 against Takahashi. And he swings and misses that pitch in the air. It pops out of the glove for Hubbard. He couldn't find it at first. And at the plate, Williams didn't realize that ball had gotten away and also was kind of upset with himself for swinging at a pitch so far outside the zone. So both the catcher delayed on his reaction to try and apply a tag or throw to first on the drop third strike, and also the hitter late to try and break down the line. 2 away. Kyler Bloodworth will bat. Strike taken on the first pitch from Takahashi, who is peppering the strike zone here. Back-to-back strikeouts with 2 away now, and the pitch outside and in the dirt for a 1-1 count. Had a spirited conversation yesterday on my Sports Talk radio program, Off the Wall, here on The Score, about the drop third strike rule in baseball. 1-1 pitch is in the air. Out towards right center, it'll be Zymet calling off Logan Klopfenstein, the right fielder underneath it, to retire the side in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We are through an inning and a half, still scoreless here in this one, as Asa Takahashi shutting down the Grizzlies so far through 2. Bottom of the second coming up. Scoreless game here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you can be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Roseburg baseball today, game 2 of our doubleheader. It's brought to you by Chuck's Foreman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Dr. Lance and Randall, open and accepting new patients. Call them at 541-378-6694. On the mound, it's the righty Gabe Brabeck throwing for Ashland. He misses high and away to the left-handed hitting Dominic Titone, who will start off the second inning for Roseburg. Scoreless ball game so far. Titone fouls one back into the netting behind home. Evens up the count at 1-1. The 1-1 offering again high for Titone. He does not chase after it. And Brabeck will fall behind. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, the Portland Thorns winning the NWSL Champions Cup, Challenge Cup champions. There you go. Congratulations to the Thorns this morning. I caught some of that game. Was on the TV this morning here. My wife had put that on. She said, oh, look, hey, Portland soccer on the TV here in Roseburg. What do you know? 3-1 pitch to Tone underneath it. That one out in left field, tailing towards the line. A long run, and Williams will lose his hat but tracks down the ball to retire Dominic Titone and begin this bottom of the second with an out for the Grizzlies defensively.
20, Nathan Wayman.
1 away, Nathan Wayman batting, the DH, in the lineup for a second straight game after getting the call-up from the JV team after no JV game here today. Pitch high for ball 1 to Wayman. He had 1 hit and 2 walks, drove in a run in game 1, and got his first hit at the varsity level. Fouls off a pitch for strike 1. He almost had 2 hits in that game, but hit one right at the shortstop. The 1-1 is behind the head of the hitter. Ducking out of the way, Wayman will take for a 2-1 count. So your NWSL Challenge Cup champions, the Portland Thorns. That's pretty cool. Fouled back to the netting for Wayman. He's got a 2-2 count against him. Two balls, two strikes. Braybeck misses low. It looked like he was he was a bit unsure of his footing on the mound out there. Kind of kicking around a little bit the turf spot where the plant foot lands for a pitcher. He toes that first base side of the rubber. He's got a 3-2 pitch coming, and he misses low for ball 4. And Wayman, for a guy coming up and seeing some of his first action at the varsity level, he's been very disciplined up there, hasn't gone chasing after pitches. That's his third walk in the doubleheader so far, as a throw over to first base, and he's back in safely. 1 on, 1 out. Second walk issued by Gabe Braybeck. Up to bat will be Jordan White, the starting third baseman, here in game 2. He'll take high for ball 1.
Number 11, Jordan White.
Jordan White comes in. He has had 14 at-bats this season, batting 143. Does have a double, one of his 2 hits this year. Puts this one out towards the alley. That'll get down. He's got 3 hits this season. And White will put the brakes on around first. Wayman into third, I should say. And a 1-out single to put him on the corners for Jordan White out of the 9-hole in the lineup card. Third hit of the game for Roseburg.
Sebastian Watson.
That ball almost finding the alley and getting by the outfielders. If it had had just a little bit more pep behind it, it definitely would have gotten by him and through the gap. But he'll take a long single and move the runner all the way over to third for Roseburg. First pitch, strike 1 1-0 count for Sebastian Watson, who flew out to left field his first time up. Runners on the corners with just 1 out. And that one upstairs for a 2-0 count. The 2-0, Watson fouls it away. At third base, Nathan Wayman. At first is Jordan White. See if Roseburg, now with a 2-1 count at the plate for Sebastian Watson, see if they try and do anything with the base runners. Having first and third with 1 out. No action on the bases. Everybody stays put as that pitch is high. 3-1 count now for Sebastian Watson. Throw over to first base to check on White. Portland Trailblazers basketball, big win last night against the Los Angeles Lakers. Their first game at home with fans in the stands at the Moda Center. They're back to action again tonight against the San Antonio Spurs. Because of Beavers baseball, we won't have that game on the radio. Throw down to third base for Dreiling. Goes into left field. Wayman gets up after sliding in, and he'll head home for the game's first run. Also, Jordan White moves up to second base. It's a full count at the plate after a strike on that last pitch to Sebastian Watson. Roseburg leading 1-0 after the error. The 3-2 bluff to second base again for Braybeck. He had quite a few of those in the first inning. Carmelo Anthony going to be out for tonight's Blazers game, by the way. But because of Oregon State baseball tonight on the score, we won't have the Blazers basketball game on for you. Watson goes down low, sends one out to the left field alley. That one's going to roll. It might get to the fence, cut off at the warning track for Carter. Watson rounding, digging, heading for third. The slide in. He is in safely. It's an RBI triple for Sebastian Watson.
At bat, number 6.
Easily scoring from second was Jordan White. Roseburg will take a 2-0 lead on top of Ashland. A 1-out triple to the left field alley. And Roseburg on top, adding another here in the second. First pitch swinging for Klopfenstein. Skies one high in the air, shallow right field. We'll see what Watson does. Tagging, heading, and he will stop late. Probably a good decision there. Relay throw didn't have far to go. And they cut it off on the infield grass. Watson will stay at third. 2 down as Klopfenstein flies out to right field. And Austin Takahashi will look to try and help himself out here with Watson on at third. 2 down in the bottom of the second. And the first pitch will get him on the heel. Takahashi will get hit by the pitch. Heads on down to first. Courtesy runner will come out. And that'll be Carson Dunn again.
Number 9, Dawson Gillespie.
Dawson Gillespie will bat. He flew out to left field last time at the plate. 2 runs in on 2 hits and 1 error so far here in the second inning for Roseburg, leading 2-0. Missing high. Brabeck falls behind 1-0 against Dawson Gillespie. Pitch inside to Gillespie. Stands there like a statue, goes right by him. Count goes to 2-0. Waiting on the 2-0 pitch. Fouled away by Gillespie. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Roseburg leading 2-0. Runners on the corners. That ball in the air out to left field. Williams going back. It's over his head. It'll one up to the wall and over. Ground rule double. That is the second of the season for Dawson Gillespie. He had one down at North Medford, and he puts one over the fence here at Champion Car Wash Field. A 2-out ground rule double. Another run in for Roseburg. Gillespie will drive in 1. 3-0, Roseburg in front.
Number 4,
Carson Dunn running for Austin Takahashi has to stop at third. So 3-0 the score. Still 2 outs. Runners at second and third for Roseburg. On the mound, Gabe Brabeck will face Knox Hubbard. The lefty takes high and away for ball 1. Three-0 score. Roseburg in front. Bottom of the second. Strike on the inside corner for Brabeck. They're in the 4th inning, going to the bottom of the 4th inning in that softball game. Roseburg leading 1-0 in that one against Ashland. They won game 1, 10-0. Breaking ball just missing inside. Brabeck wanted that strike call, did not get it. This is a slow bender there, and Hubbard in the box was really, he was kind of watching, will I, won't I swing, as that ball had a lot of time to get to the plate. As they pitch low now, 3-1 count. Brabeck missing with his fastball. And Knox Hubbard, who walked in the first inning, close to taking a second one here. First base is open. Out at second is Dawson Gillespie. At third is Carson Dunn. The 3-1 pulled foul down the first base side. Count will go full. Hubbard wanted that one. Got around a bit too early. On the mound, Gabe Brabeck trying to finish this inning off and keep it at just a 3-run deficit. 2 runners in scoring position for Roseburg. Brabeck's pitch. And they're going to say that Hubbard went around on the pitch for strike 3. Meanwhile, Hubbard, I think, was trying to say that ball hit him, but he won't get the call. So Roseburg will leave 2 stranded on base, but they get 3 runs in on 3 hits. There was 1 Ashland error and 2 men left on. Go to the top of the 3rd inning, 3-0 Roseburg in front on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil, get one free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
Come back for the top of the third inning. Roseburg in front 3-0 over Ashland. Here today at Champion Car Wash Field, Joey Kieran with you. Today's ball game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County, and by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Top of the third inning for Ashland. They will have the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up to face off against Austin Takahashi. First pitch is in for a strike against Trip Rep, the second baseman. Time called before Takahashi got into his windup, according to the umpire, and that got some jeers from the dugout from Roseburg. They feel like that call was too late. The 0-1 from Takahashi. Breaking ball hits the outside corner for a called strike. You've got Rep up now. You've got Ransweiler on deck, and rounding out the starting lineup will be Ira Nogues. Strike 3, got him looking on the outside corner. Rep will go down on 3 straight pitches. 4 punch-outs so far for Austin Takahashi. 1 away, and it'll be Miles Ransweiler. The right fielder will bat. Squares the bunt, pops it up, and couldn't find it fast enough to get to the ball. And the catcher knocks Hubbard. Won't be able to make a play on it. Oh-1 count for Ransweiler. And time called again right as Takahashi was going into his windup. The 0-1. Strike taken on the inside corner. So when time has been called right as Takahashi's going into his windup, expect a strike on the next pitch, because that's how it's been. Ooh! Fastball. Some chin music there for Ransweiler. High and inside. He leaned out of the way of that pitch. Had some get up and go on it, and it was right around the eye level there. That ball high in the air, infield, playable for White, the third baseman. Taps his glove on his leg as he waits for it to come down and then squeezes it in the leather for the second out.
Number 2.
2 down, and Ira Nogues will bat the first baseman. First pitch, he bunts it in the air. This one will be playable for Hubbard, and he'll make the catch for the final out. Another 1-2-3 frame for Austin Takahashi and the Roseburg Indians. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third, 3-0 Roseburg in front here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Contractors, formerly known as RE Noah, are the experts in industrial and commercial construction. With over 50 years of combined experience, Renco General Contractors is Douglas County's building leader when it comes to commercial construction. From turnkey construction from the ground up, tenant improvements to seismic upgrades, Renco is an authorized metal building dealer dedicated to providing our community the highest quality structures. They also specialize in steel fabrication and welding. Call Renco today. There's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Bottom of the third inning, Roseburg baseball for you here today on The Score, brought to you by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. First pitch for Garrett Zyman. He fouls back for strike one, landing on top of the press box roof here. 0-1 count to start off for Roseburg's right fielder. Zyman was the last batter up in the first inning. And they made the put out at second, so he reached on a fielder's choice. Squares to bunt. He takes high for ball one. 3-0 our score as we start the bottom of the third. Roseburg in front. No runs, no hits, one error for Ashland. For Roseburg, 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors for the Tribe. 2-1 count for Zyman. Braybeck gets a ground ball, chopper towards short. Throw from Bloodworth, that is. Well, fire crossed over to Nogues at first
Number 3,
to retire the first out of the bottom of the third. One down, and Dominic Tatone will bat. He lifted one to left field last time up, 4 and out. Still got Gabe Braybeck out there throwing into his third inning of work. Braybeck will miss low against Tatone for a 1-0 count. Today's game also brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now at Mahalo. The 1-0 pitch for Braybeck. The lefty Tatone will take that one high and away for a 2-0 count. They're cruising through that softball game over there, down to the bottom of the fifth now. It's still a 1-0 lead for Roseburg. Tight one over on that side of the fence here at Stewart Park. High and away again to the lefty, and Tatone is ahead, 3 balls, no strikes against Gabe Braybeck. Somewhat of a gentle breeze today here in the Umpqua Basin. As the 3-0 pitch misses low for ball 4. It's kind of gotten a little gusty at times, but nothing too drastic here at the moment. The limbs in the trees are just kind of waving gently. 1 on, 1 away. Sunny Saturday afternoon at the ballpark. Roseburg leading 3-0. Nathan Wayman will step in as a throw to check on Tatone at first. He's back in safely. Feels like the temperature's a little bit on the chillier side. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure it's gotten warmer since the high 50s when we started out this doubleheader, but I think that breeze keeping it a little bit cooler.
At bat, number 20, Nathan Wayman.
Wayman has a 1-0 count after that pickoff throw earlier. Wayman, our player of the game in the opener. We'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game at the conclusion of game 2 of today's doubleheader. Yeah, my phone now saying 64 for our temperatures, but it's cool. The 1-0 high again for a 2-0 count for Wayman. Possibly. There are a few more clouds in the sky I'm now noticing, now that I've decided to look up there. My phone's saying there's a chance for maybe a few raindrops here coming up in the next couple of hours, which is something we will hope does not happen. Low and outside, 3-0 count for Wayman. Back pick down to first, not going to be in time for Tatone. The count goes to 3-1. Now, in the past, the threat of some rain was always something you kind of dreaded here at the ballpark, but with this artificial turf, it's not much of an issue. On the 3-0 pitch, a strike called against Wayman. If it does start to drizzle a little bit, that's nothing too bad. I think they'd really only pause the game if things really started to let loose. And then the field will be ready to go as a hit and run here. Ball in the air out towards right field. Lifted out to Rainsweiler, and back to first will go to Tone. Fly ball out there for Wayman. He is now 0 for 1 in the game after walking in the second. 2 down, back to first was Tatone. 2 down, 1 on. 9-hitter Jordan White will bat. He had a single to the right field alley in the second. 1 for 1 in the game. Did not play in game 1, but getting the start at third here in game 2. Tatone running. Breaking ball, almost hit the pitcher. Rolls into center field. Tatone will stay at second. The throw from his knees. Dryling trying to make that throw quickly down to second. Almost hit his pitcher. The throw waist high going by the mound. Well off target at second. Rolled into center field, but couldn't get up and advance fast enough. Tatone will stay at second base on the steal. 1-0 count at the plate for White. The man in scoring position. Roseburg up 3-0 here in the third. Ball fouled back, and White will have a 1-1 count. Sebastian Watson waiting on deck. Roseburg Baseball brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. 1-1. Breaking ball hits the outside corner for a strike. College baseball going on in Eugene at PK Park. Bottom of the third, still scoreless between Oregon and Washington. They'll have Oregon State baseball coming up tonight. They start at 6:35. Pregame at 6 o'clock here on the Score as OSU looks to try and win the series against USC after winning yesterday 5-4. White goes opposite field again, but this time it's going to carry to the right fielder a little bit better. And therefore it is Rainsweiler who will make the catch and retire the side. Here in the third inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. It's still a 3-0 lead for Roseburg. Going to the top of the fourth inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
On free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy 1 signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The Signature Service Oil Change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy 1 Signature Service Oil Change with Pennzoil, get 1 free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Starting the top of the fourth inning, 3-0 lead for Roseburg. Austin Takahashi throwing on the mound for the Tribe, and he misses high with a breaking ball to Dylan Anway. 1-0 count. So we welcome you back here to Champion Car Wash Field. The fastball is elevated. The count goes to 2-0. Anway drawing a walk in the first inning, the only base runner so far for the Grizzlies here in Game 2 after getting shut out in Game 1. 2-0 count, and it's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike for Takahashi out of his windup. Fastball challenged the hitter again. That ball fouled away to even things up. couple of finals already in Major League Baseball. Pitch high and inside for Takahashi. Full count now for Anway. Chicago Cubs winning 3-2 against the Pittsburgh Pirates for their 5th consecutive win. Ball 4 issued another walk to Dylan Anway. And again, he is the only guy to get on base against Takahashi so far. And he draws yet another walk, and that's going to prompt a visit out to the mound for the Roseburg pitching coach, Richie Charles, who will head out there and talk with the entire infield. 1 on, nobody out, leading things off here in the 4th. So checking in on that Major League Baseball scoreboard. Cubs winning 3-2 on top of the Pirates, scoring the go-ahead run in the bottom of the 7th. And the other final so far today, the St. Louis Cardinals defeating the Colorado Rockies 9-8. The Rockies threatening to come back in that one, scored 3 in the top of the 8th inning, but could not get the game-tying run across the plate in that one. Got games going on right now in Major League Baseball. Bottom of the 8th, the Nationals leading the Yankees 2-1. Top of the 6th, Giants lead the Padres 4-1. Bottom of the 6th, the A's leading Tampa Bay 3-2. It's the first pitch missing, ball 1 against Sean Thompson. Another pickoff throw down to first. They couldn't get Anway off the plate or off the bag this time. Other game going on, the Tigers and the Twins, they're tied at 2 in the bottom of the 5th of that one on their Major League Baseball scoreboard. Scoring to bunt, Thompson lays it down, back to the mound, and a throw to first. Corbin there. They'll make the put out as Thompson lays down the sac bunt. 1 away. Anway up to second.
Number 23, Nathan Carter.
And Nathan Carter will bat next. Carter flew out to right field in the first inning. He takes strike 1. Appreciate everybody tuning in for today's broadcast. A reminder that our video streaming of Roseburg Baseball is presented by Renco General Contractors. They specialize in industrial and commercial contracting. The ball misses low and outside. Count goes to 2-1 here for Carter. Industrial and commercial construction. So whether you're building from scratch or maybe it's time to expand or remodel your current building at Renco, there's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco. A 2-1 pitch outside from Takahashi. Count goes to 3-1. Out at second base, Anway, the first time a runner's in scoring position for Ashland here in Game 2. At the plate, Nathan Carter ahead in the at-bat. 3 balls, 1 strike. And he'll take an elevated fastball for ball 4. Third walk for Takahashi. It's been the one thing that hasn't gone quite right for him here today is a couple of walks. He's got 4 strikeouts in the contest, but 3 walks have put runners on base a couple of times. The catcher, Cruz Dreiling, will bat. He struck out in the second inning, 0 for 1 today. There was some action in the bullpen for Ashland. Heading back from the pen was Keller Bloodworth. 1-0 count is yet again Takahashi missing. Falling behind a batter to start out. Dreiling waits for the 1-0 pitch. Takahashi checking the runners. Throw comes in, gets away from Hubbard. Ricocheted off of his shin guard and the umpires. Kicked away from him. Both runners will move up 90 feet. 2-0 count. 2 runners in scoring position now. Takahashi out of his stretch. Misses outside. The count goes to 3-0, and the strike zone shrinking on him a bit here. Takahashi in danger of walking the bases loaded with 1 out. And the out so far only coming on a sacrifice bunt. The 3-0 pitch does get the inside corner for a called strike. Looks like Roseburg softball has added to their lead in that game. We'll check on that in a moment. The 3-1 high, and we've got the bases loaded with one away. 3 walks here in the 4th. And out to the mound will go Knox Hubbard to have a conversation with his pitcher.
Number 4.
I'm sure that Coach Richie Charles would like to head out there and have that conversation, but he's already made one visit, and another would prompt a pitching change. Bases loaded with one away. Tayati Williams will bat. He struck out in the 2nd inning. Chance here for Ashland to get themselves back in this game, trailing 3-0 here in the top of the 4th. First pitch from Takahashi. High and behind the head of Williams. Had to duck out of the way there. Takahashi, some good pop on the fastball. He's been having trouble locating. Top of the 4th, Ashland, a chance to get back into it. Some action in Roseburg's bullpen. The 1-0 swung on and missed. Williams couldn't locate that off-speed pitch. Nathan Wayman throwing in the bullpen. 1-1. Off speed, breaking ball, cuts right through on the inside corner for a called strike. That was a beautiful pitch on the inner half. A ball and 2 strikes now, needing a punch out in a major way here. Takahashi will try to retire Tayati Williams. He puts the ball in the air. This could drive in a run here for Ashland. The runner tagging, heading to the plate. Roseburg will throw to 3rd instead. They'll let the runner come in, and they hold the rest of the runners. Dylan Anway will score on the sacrifice fly by Tayati Williams. 2 down. Ashland, gets their first run on the board. 2 away, runners at 1st and 2nd. Keller Bloodworth will bat, 0 for 1 for him. 5th hitter to the plate for the Grizzlies here in the 4th. First pitch, a breaking ball, carries too far outside. On the board, cutting into the deficit, Ashland trailing 3-1 now. 1-0, fastball, right side, first base hit of the game for the Grizzlies. Bloodworth to right field. They're going to send the runner to the plate. The throw comes in, tag not going to be there. Hubbard couldn't get it there in time. Scoring from 2nd will come Carter. And Ashland now within 1, and the first hit of the game is in the books for the Grizzlies. A single by Bloodworth. Scoring 1, he picks up an RBI. Dreiling will go from 1st to 3rd. Runners on the corners. It's a 1-run ball game. Trip Rep will bat. He struck out looking in the 3rd. 2nd time through the lineup, and Ashland has figured some things out against Austin Takahashi, who has probably been more of his own worst enemy. Walking 3 batters this inning is definitely not going to help any pitcher. 3-2 your score. Game tying run on at 3rd right now for Ashland with 2 down. A 1-0 count for Takahashi against Rep. Fouls it back for strike 1. One count. Waiting for the batter back in the box. Rep will stand in. Outside, knocking it down. Using that chest protector. Hubbard doing a great job making sure that ball didn't get by and that the game-tying run doesn't come in from 3rd. Important play there for the catcher, acting as the backstop. The 2-1 from Takahashi. Right down the middle at the knees. Can't get much more in the heart of the zone there for Trip Rep. The strike called. He's got a 2-2 count. Takahashi looking to get out of this 4th inning. Came in with a no-hitter. Had it still until the single in the last at-bat for Keller Bloodworth, who's over at 1st. Even with giving up a run, still had the no-hitter going. That ball fouled back. It'll stay a 2-2 count.
2-2 count. Takahashi trying to wrap up the top of the fourth. He gets it with a breaking ball on the outside corner for a second time. Trip rep will go down looking. Strikeout number 5 for Takahashi, but he gets roughed up a bit here in the top of the fourth. Ashland scores 2 on 1 hit. There were no Roseburg errors. 2 men left on base. 3 walks in the frame, hurting Takahashi and Roseburg there, but they still hold on to a 3-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Bottom of the fourth, Roseburg leading 3-2. Ashland on the board with 2 runs in the top half of the frame. They'll look to try and keep it a 1-run deficit. As on the mound, it's still Gabe Brabeck out there throwing. He tosses in a breaking ball high for ball 1. As leading things off will be the top of the order, Sebastian Watson in at the plate. Seabass will take high for a 2-0 count. Roseburg Baseball today brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. 672-5701. 2-0 count. Brabeck delivers to the leadoff man. Fouled back for strike 1. Checking in on the softball score over there. Roseburg is in front. They are in the bottom of the 6th inning now. Roseburg's leading 4-0. Back-to-back home runs in that game for Roseburg's Cammie Gibson and Jazz Murphy hitting back-to-back jacks to stretch it to a 4-0 lead for Roseburg on top of Ashland in the softball game going on right now. Game 2 after Roseburg won Game 1 of that softball matchup 10-0. It's a 3-1 count here for Sebastian Watson. He'll take a strike, top into the zone to take it full. So he leads off for Roseburg in the bottom of the 4th. Full count pitch for Brabeck. Watson gets underneath it out to left field. Williams on the run. And it's going to go off the glove for the center fielder, Carter, who cut in front of Williams, who's standing there looking like, what in the world just happened? In with a headfirst dive to third will go Watson. And Williams hasn't moved from his spot where he was cut off by Carter. Carter raced in front of the left fielder, and it went off of his glove and ricocheted out into left field where no one was, and that allows Watson to continue around the bases. And that will, I think, have to go down as an error. Yeah. I mean, he had to go a long way to make that play, but if he doesn't call that off, I'm pretty sure that Williams behind him is able to make that catch. So we'll put that down as an error. That helps Sebastian Watson get all the way to third. Ground ball fouled away by Logan Klopfenstein. And Klopfenstein finds himself down 0-2 in the at-bat. He's 1 for 2 in the game, a single back in the first against Brabeck. Takes outside for a 1-2 count. So Watson at third base. Having a conversation there with Dylan Anway, the third baseman, it looked like.
Klopfenstein will lift one out towards center field. Carter will catch that one. He's going to throw to the plate. Watson heading in. He'll stand up as he crosses. And a sacrifice fly for Klopfenstein. Pick up an RBI, one away, 1 run in. Roseburg stretching their lead back out to 2. 4-2 your score. Nobody on and a 1 out. Austin Takahashi will bat.
Number 14, Austin Takahashi.
Takahashi is 1 for 1 in this game. He has a single and was hit by a pitch. Gets jammed a bit here. A soft liner to short. Charging. Bloodworth doesn't get it to first in time. Had to charge, glove, and throw to first all in one motion. And he just won't be able to beat out the speedy left-handed batting Takahashi. Gets on with an infield single. That ball jammed him, and he just fought it off, and it kind of just slowly carried past the mound. 1 hop to Bloodworth. Fielded through to first, nice and accurate, just a half step behind Takahashi. Dunn will come in to run once again for Takahashi. Carson Dunn, good speed as well. Time called. Gillespie going to go and talk with first base coach Tim Sester. So Roseburg softball out there, cruising towards a sweep of Ashland. They're now on top 7-0. They've added 3 more runs here in the bottom of the 6th of that softball game. Logan Klopfenstein was getting some throws in the bullpen right now. He's wrapping that up. First pitch for Gillespie is in the dirt for ball 1. One-0 pitch here for Brabeck. Gets it in for a strike. So we've got baseball and softball going on up in Eugene and Corvallis as the Ducks and the Beavers all at home this weekend. Final score from the Oregon State softball game. They upset ASU yesterday. That is number 10 ASU. They upset them 1-0. They fall today. As a breaking ball high, Dunn will take second base. Into the slide and knocking down the second baseman who was covering the bag. 2-1 count at the plate for Dawson Gillespie, and into second base goes Carson Dunn. Dunn running for Austin Takahashi. A 2-1 offering from Brabeck. Misses low. So yesterday it was a 1-0 win, upset over number 10 Arizona State for OSU softball. Today they fall 5-2, so they'll have the rubber match coming up tomorrow on that one. Oregon softball, number 12 Oregon against number 7 Arizona. They take a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 5th of that game. So there's some softball action going on there. Haley Cruz with an RBI double to put the Ducks on top. In the baseball game, Oregon and Washington going on right now, and that's still tied at 0 in the top of the 6th in that, or top of the 5th in that game. 3-2 pitch, a swing and a miss for Dawson Gillespie. He'll go down with a strikeout. Second of the game for Brabeck. 2 away. For Dawson Gillespie, it's only his 4th strikeout of the season. I didn't think he really had done it that often. So he strikes out, 2 down, and with a man at second base, Knox Hubbard will bat 0 for 1 in this game. He had a strikeout in the second, walked in the first. Going to try and add another run. It's Roseburg trying to get back the 2 runs they gave up in the top of the 4th inning. Here in the bottom of the 4th. They've gotten 1 back to take the 4-2 advantage. Brabeck's first pitch to Hubbard, a breaking ball. Slow bender there. In for a strike. 0-1 count. The pitch is low for Hubbard. A 1-1 count now for Roseburg's catcher. Looks like they're still in the bottom of the 6th in that softball game, and I want to say that Roseburg's now up 9-0. Yeah, that's the case there. They're trying to put that one away in early fashion. As that ball will hit Hubbard. He didn't know exactly where that was going, and he kind of was watching it, then tried to duck out of the way, and that got him on the front shoulder. So Hubbard heads on down to first. And then coming in for him is Eli Jacobs. And a visit now to the mound for Ashland's coaching staff. That'll be the second hit batter of the game for Braybeck, of meeting on the mound for the Grizzlies. As we are here in the bottom of the 4th with this game in favor of Roseburg, 4-2. Roseburg baseball brought to you by the Smile Station, your destination for aesthetically crafted smiles. And by Tim's Appliance at the corner of Lane and South Stevens in Roseburg. 0% financing is always available. Again, stick around. We'll have Oregon State baseball coming up for you tonight, talking about all the college action going on. Oregon State baseball happening tonight. We'll have coverage starting at 6:30 here, or 6 o'clock here on the Score. And first pitch at 6:35. You got UCC basketball going on today. The Riverhawks in action. And UCC baseball is going to be coming up tomorrow. They're at Clackamas tomorrow for a doubleheader starting at 1 for UCC baseball. Swing and a miss. Throw down to first. Not going to be there. And Dunn's going to take off for third after the pickoff throw to first, and he gets in easy. 0-1 count at the plate for Zimet. For Garrett Zimet batting here, he's 0 for 2. Stolen base for Carson Dunn, running for Takahashi. Knox Hubbard, that's Eli Jacobs at first. Running for Knox Hubbard. Got back in safely on that pickoff throw to first. So runners on the corners now. Smart base running there from Carson Dunn. The 0-1 just off the edge for a 1-1 count against Zimet. So UCC basketball, they're playing today. They are hosting Mount Hood. I think they were supposed to be on the road, but they decided, I guess, to change that. They're going to be, well, I'm not sure. But the runner going from first, throw to second. Got him there. Jacobs tried to slide around the second baseman in the base path, but could not. Thrown out at second base. That'll finish things off here in the the 4th. Roseburg gets 1 run back after giving up 2 in the top of the 4th. 1 run on a 1 hit. Kind of a weird inning the way this one all played out, but it will finish off there. 1 run, 1 hit. There was 1 error for Ashland and 1 run left on base. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 4-2. Roseburg in front of Ashland here on 541radio.com and on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Kern Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Kern Orthodontics.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Top of the 5th inning, Roseburg leading 4-2 against Ashland. We welcome you all back here to today's broadcast on the Score and on 541radio.com. Miles Ransweiler at the plate. He's fouled off a couple of pitches. He's fallen behind Austin Takahashi. No balls, 2 strikes to lead things off here in the 5th. Takahashi into his 5th inning of work. We've seen a couple of arms warming up in the bullpen for Roseburg, so they may have a couple of options ready to go. Off speed, sat on it, pulls it though to third, and Jordan White at third base will come up throwing to toss out Ransweiler, retiring the first batter of the 5th inning for the Grizzlies. 1 out, and the 9-hitter Ira Nogues will bat. And Nogues is taking some time here to figure out the approach of this at-bat. He apparently needed to put away his wristband into his back pocket. He'll bunt one down the third base side, and that will go foul. So Nogues back to the plate. Taking away, he had 1 foot in the box and standing there. The umpire eventually was, what's the holdup here, young man? I guess he had it on his wrist, then took it off. Now it seems to have it back on. On the mound, Takahashi, an 0-1 count as out of his windup. Breaking ball is at the top of the zone for a called strike 2. The 0-2 pitch fouled off, staying alive. Nogues will have a second go of it on the 0-2 count. They've finished things up in that softball game, so I'm going to venture a guess that Roseburg won 10-0 in 6 innings. Strike 3. And that will wrap up the at-bat. I think uncertain of exactly what was going on there. Nogues will head back to the dugout. Strikeout. Going to say looking. 2 away. Not sure if he, I guess, was called for that swing and a miss, or if they called it as a strike, even on the check swing. First pitch, strike 1 to the leadoff man, Dylan Anway, who has walked twice in this ballgame, has scored a run. 4-2 our score, top of the 5th inning. The 0-1. Breaking ball finishes low, a 1-1 count. Out of the windup, high and away for Takahashi. 2 balls and 1 strike. A 2-1 swung on and missed, or maybe got a piece of it. Not sure there. Nobody on base, so it doesn't really come into play. 2-2 count for Takahashi, trying to get through this 5th inning quickly here and trying to get Anway for the first time. And he won't get him there. Count will go full. Today's game brought to you by Current Orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile means confidence inside and out. Call Dr. Peterson at 541-672-5721. Full count pitch is high, and that's the 3rd walk for Dylan Anway against Austin Takahashi. Takahashi, it looked like he might have been able to get his number, but just can't seem to quite get there against Dylan Anway. So you got 2 down, 1 on. Sean Thompson will come up to bat. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Behind the plate, Hubbard was up quickly, expecting to maybe throw that baseball, but hangs on to it. Big lead out there at first for Anway, and I can understand why he might have been looking that direction. That ball softly hit back up the middle, but therefore it is Dawson Gillespie. Right back up the middle on a soft liner will retire Sean Thompson, and that'll do the top of the 5th. Go to the bottom half of the frame. Roseburg leading 4-2 over Ashland here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Contractors, formerly known as RE Noah, are the experts in industrial and commercial construction. With over 50 years of combined experience, Renco General Contractors is Douglas County's building leader when it comes to commercial construction. From turnkey construction from the ground up, tenant improvements to seismic upgrades, Renco is an authorized metal building dealer dedicated to providing our community the highest quality structures. They also specialize in steel fabrication and welding. Call Renco today. There's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Bottom of the fifth inning. Joey Kieran here with you from Champion Car Wash Field as Roseburg leads 4-2 on top of Ashland. Coming up to bat will be Garrett Zymet leading things off. He was at the plate when the inning came to an end in the fourth. First pitch swinging. And Gabe Brabeck will get Zymet to fly out to shallow center field for the first out. One away.
Number 3, Dominic Tatone.
In the bottom of the fifth inning as Dominic Tatone will dig in. 0 for 1 today for him. Fly ball out to left field in his first at-bat. Roseburg leading by 2. First pitch, a breaking ball to the left-handed hitter for strike 1. Roseburg baseball here on the score, brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Ball laid down on the bunt, third base side. Throw to first, goes off the glove for Nogues, and in safely will go Dominic Tatone. I don't know if he was going to beat the throw. I think that's going to be an error on the first baseman. One on, one out. Pickoff throw to Tone back in safely.
At bat number 20, Nathan Wayman.
At the plate, Nathan Wayman batting. Wayman 0 for 1 here in game 2. He'll take a strike on the outside corner. A 4-2 ball game. Roseburg trying to go to 9-3 on the season. And depending on what happens in game 2 between North Medford and Eagle Point, I think that was the matchup. Let me double check on that. Grants Pass in North Medford, excuse me. Depending on what happens in the game 2 of that one, Roseburg maybe could catch North Medford. But right now trying to get to 9-3. 1-1 count for Nathan Wayman. Brabeck still out there throwing for Ashland. Gets one right down the middle. Wayman, a little double clutch on his swing. Wasn't sure if he wanted to chase that one or not. Throw over to first. Back in goes to Tone. Breaking ball. Strike 3. Wayman watching that one go by. Had him frozen. Third strikeout for Brabeck. He's got 2 away here in the 5th. Jordan White will bat. 1 for 2 for him. Had a single to right field in the 2nd. He went to right field for an out in the 3rd as well. So he's gone opposite field both times. He'll take a strike at the knees on the outer half to lead off his at-bat against Brabeck. Gabe Brabeck doing a nice job after a tough 2nd inning. He faced 8 hitters
It's kind of settled back in. Ball fouled up. Giving chase will be Dreiling up against the railing. He goes into the railing behind home, into the netting, and he gave everything he had on that one. Does not come up with the baseball, though. And that is strike two. So an 0-2 count with two down. Jordan White, the 9-hitter, trying to stay alive at the plate. Roseburg trying to add some insurance runs, up by 2. Brabeck delivers, and White fights it off to stay alive. Oh-2 pitch again. And again, White fighting off a pitch, but this one will stay playable, calling for it. The pitcher underneath it, Brabeck makes the catch to retire the side. And Roseburg will go down here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left on base. To the top of the 6th we go, still 4-2. Close one here from Champion Car Wash Field. Roseburg in front on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Coming to bat, number 23, Nathan Carter.
Top of the 6th inning, and a tie one here between Roseburg and Crater. Just a 2-run game. Today's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Dr. Alanson Randall, open and accepting new patients. Call them at 541-378-6694. 378-6694. On the mound, Austin Takahashi still throwing into the 6th inning for Roseburg. Misses with a bender outside for a 1-0 count against Nathan Carter, who's 0 for 1 in this game. Walked in the 4th and scored a run. He'll chop one third base side. That's a fair ball just behind third, landing on the chalk line. Dominic Titone will come to get it, running for second base. Carter in with a stand-up double. That is just the second hit of the ball game for Ashland, but they will get it right down that third base line. Not a lot of room to spare on that one for Carter, but he sneaks it in. Is on base for a second time. 1 on, nobody out. Game tying run to the plate for Ashland, and Cruz Dreiling, who will dig in. 0 for 1. Walked his last time. He squares to bunt, and he offers, misses, and that's strike 1. Evan Corbin will charge in and play in on the grass from first base. At third base, Jordan White playing there with a runner out at second. Scoring to bunt again. Dreiling will foul it off for strike 2. So it's quickly an 0-2 count against Cruz Dreiling. Looking to swing away here. That'll back up Evan Corbin some. Still plays in on the grass, but not nearly as far. A pitch missing outside. 1-2 count. Out at second base, Nathan Carter after the leadoff double. Breaking ball just missing outside. The count evens up at 2-2. Out at second base, Carter really dancing around a lot. He is not afraid to get a big secondary lead. That ball bobbled a bit by Hubbard behind the plate. And that had Carter dancing around a bit more. The 2-2 outside, it will go off the glove for Carter or for Hubbard, and up to third will go Carter. So he takes it on the pass ball. To third base, full count for Cruz Dreiling. Takahashi got ahead. 0-2 on the at-bat, but then gives it up. Back to a full count here with a man at third. The 3-2 pitch, off the glove to the backstop. Hubbard charging, will not get a chance to make the play at home. That'll be a walk. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, Dreiling still standing at the plate. That's a walk issued to him. And then scoring on the wild pitch is Nathan Carter. And that'll bring out pitching coach Richie Charles. It's a one-run ball game, 4-3, with a man on at first and nobody out in the top of the sixth. And the entire infield coming in to talk with Coach Charles. I'm not sure. It doesn't look like we've got a pitching change just yet. And I think Takahashi might stay in this game. No. Now we've got some changes being made. We will have a new defensive alignment for Roseburg when we come back after this call to the pen. Roseburg will go to center fielder Logan Klopfenstein to take over on the mound. Come back after a 60-second break. This is Roseburg Baseball leading 4-3 on Ashland here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Call to the pen for Roseburg. They'll bring in the lefty Logan Klopfenstein to take over on the mound for this sixth inning against Ashland. Right now a 4-3 ball game. Logan Klopfenstein, 6 1/3 innings so far this season. He's made 2 appearances, 1 start. He does have an 0-2 record. This would be a save opportunity if he was to go and be the finishing pitcher. He's got a 7.73 ERA. Austin Takahashi will exit the game. He goes 5 innings, gives up 2 hits. Right now credited with 3 runs, although 1 more runner on base would go to his tally if that comes in to score. He would not be able to get a win. So right now Takahashi in line to get a win, but he needs to make sure that a run doesn't come in to score here this inning. 6 walks, 6 strikeouts for Takahashi. He moves to third base. Jordan White will come out. Squaring to bunt. Strike taken. Throw to first. A runner heading to second. Throw there. Not going to be in time. Did he overslide the bag? No, he kept a foot on. And Cruz Dreiling, who was picked off, will get in safely to second base on a steal. Tough spot there, Roseburg. Evan Corbin just didn't get turned around and throw to second in time. They had him dead to rights between first and second. So, at the plate, it's an 0-1 count. Now a man into second base. Still nobody out here in the 6th inning. Klopfenstein getting that first pitch strike against Tayati Williams, who squares to bunt, and he will foul it off for strike 2. One run in so far here in the 6th. White comes out of the game. Takahashi goes to third. I think Dunn has come into the game. Carson Dunn for Roseburg. Scoring to bunt, but taking the ball back, or taking the bat back and taking ball 1 high. A 1-2 count for Tayati Williams. Carson Dunn goes to center field for Roseburg. Tatone still in left, Zyman still in right. Klopfenstein's 1-2, squiring to bunt, and that'll be out number 1. Ashland was still willing to take that risk. With nobody out, they were willing to try and see if Tayati Williams could bunt a runner in, or a runner up, and he could not get it down in play. That'll be a strikeout for Klopfenstein, 1 down. Keller Bloodworth will bat, the shortstop. 1 for 2 today. He had an RBI single in the 4th. If he could get another one here in the 6th, would tie this one up. He takes the first pitch from Klopfenstein for strike 1. 4-3 the score. Ashland not going away after trailing 3-0 early in this game. Ground ball foul down the third base side for strike 2. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Roseburg winning game 1, 10-0 in 6 innings. And the top of the 6th here, they lead 4-3, trying to go for the sweep. Oh-2 pitch for Klopfenstein with a man at second, and one away, and he gets the strikeout. Another one. That's 2 punch-outs for Klopfenstein. And those are big. Now 2 down, and the 7-hitter, Trip Rep, is the guy scheduled to hit, and it will not be. They'll have a pinch hitter here for the second baseman. It'll be Jackson Kemper, who was catching in game 1, getting a pinch hit opportunity here. The lefty Klopfenstein, first pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball to Kemper. Trip Rep exits the game in this spot with 2 strikeouts to his credit. He was 0 for 2 looking twice, so he will come out of the game in this spot. 0-1 from Klopfenstein, another breaking ball. The third base picked up by Takahashi, throws over to Corbin, and that'll get Roseburg out of this 6th inning, leaving the game-tying run stranded at second base. Tough one there on an in-between hop for Takahashi at third, but he smothers it in around his waist, tosses over to first in time to Corbin to get Kemper. 1 run comes in the 6th inning on 1 hit. No Roseburg errors. 1 man left on base. Go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Roseburg leading 4-3 here on the Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Welcome you back here to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field. It's still Gabe Braybeck out there throwing for Ashland. He'll get a strike across for a 1-1 count against leadoff man Sebastian Watson. Watson is 1 for 3 on the day. Reached and got all the way to third on an error in left center. Back in the 4th inning, he has a 2-1 count against him here from Braybeck. Watson's 2-1 pitch, hits it towards third, goes off the glove, ricochets to the shortstop, who will not make a throw. And for a second time in the game, Watson will reach on an error. In the 4th inning, he reached on an error as Nathan Carter called off the left fielder Tayati Williams trying to make a play on a ball that Williams was probably closer to. And it goes off the glove for Carter. And that had gotten Watson all the way to third as a bunt shown. Pulled it back. Klopfenstein takes high for ball one. Back pick from Dreiling behind the place down to first, and it's not in time to get Watson. Watson been on base 3 times, just has the 1 hit so far, which was a triple. Pickoff throw to first, Watson back in safely. Braybeck into his 6th inning of work, both pitchers going into the 6th. Takahashi didn't make it through the 6th for Roseburg. Klopfenstein, who's now pitching, showed a bunt, takes high for ball 2 on a breaking ball. Roseburg Baseball brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union and by DC Farmers Co-op. Stick around for the post-game show where we'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Klopfenstein lays down a bunt. They're going to go to second to try and get the lead runner. Not in time. Braybeck can't make the play. Watson in safely. Fielder's choice for Klopfenstein. And runners at first and second with nobody out. Didn't take what was given to him for Braybeck. Tries to take the lead runner out at second instead of taking the automatic easy out at first. Scoring a bunt, Takahashi will pull back. Takes for ball 1. Takahashi in this game, 2 for 2. Was hit by a pitch in the second. He's got a pair of singles. See if he can move the runners both into scoring position. He'll bunt this in the air, and it will fall foul down the third base side for strike 1. Bottom of the 6th here. Roseburg trying to stay in the race for first place in the league standings. Ashland trying to get a split on the road in today's doubleheader after losing game 1 10-0. Takahashi again squares the bunt. This time he'll take a breaking ball for strike 2. Right now a 1-run ball game for Ashland. They will have their 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up in the 7th inning trying to stay in this game. A bluff to second on the pickoff move, but Braybeck had Sebastian Watson dead to rights out there, but nobody was covering the bag behind him. Everybody wasn't expecting that throw. The defense or the runner. The 1-2 sitting on it. Takahashi fouls it off to stay alive. One-two pitch coming up again. That ball in the air out towards left field. Routine fly ball for Williams, who comes down with it to retire the first out of the bottom of the 6th. Runners will all stay put.
Number 9,
Klopfenstein on at first. Out at second base is Watson. 1 away and a meeting out to the mound. That's going to do it for Gabe Braybeck. His time on the mound is done with 1 out in the 6th. He won't make it through the inning either. We'll have a new man on the mound. 5 1/3 innings work for Gabe Braybeck. He'll exit on the hook for the loss at the moment, unless his team can bail him out in this one, trailing 4-3. We'll have a call to the pen, and we'll get you all squared away on the new alignment for the defense for Ashland when we come back after this 60-second break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The Signature Service Oil Change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one Signature Service Oil Change with Pennzoil, get one free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
New man on the mound for the Ashland Grizzlies as we come back here in the bottom of the 6th inning, a 4-3 ball game. It'll be Keller Bloodworth who will take over for Gabe Brabeck. Moving from shortstop to the mound, Bloodworth, the new arm, a big right-hander, will come in trying to keep this a one-run ball game. Roseburg leading 4-3 with runners at first and second and one out in the bottom of the 6th. There'll be a new shortstop in the game with Bloodworth moving to the mound. Going to shortstop will be Zach Mendeville. Comes into the game. And he is at short. Everything else I think stays about the same. We'll take a look at that here in a moment. First pitch from Bloodworth, high to Dawson Gillespie for ball 1. Now, I didn't take a look out. Trip Rep did stay in the game. He's still at second base after the pinch hit appearance from Jackson Kemper. 2-0 count for Dawson Gillespie. So I think the DH could maybe stay in. I think the DH might have to come out. Mendeville maybe hitting for himself, or that Sean Thompson might come in or be able to stay in as the DH. I'm a little fuzzy on the DH rule sometimes. It seems like they kind of constantly change. But Sean Thompson was DHing for the pitcher, so I believe Mendeville comes in for the pitcher spot for Gabe Brabeck, and that's how he gets into the defense out there at short. At the plate right now, it's a 2-1 count for Dawson Gillespie against Bloodworth. Keller missing high. Throw down to second base. Will hit off of Sebastian Watson as he is sliding into the bag. He had his hands on the bag, still laying on the ground, and that ball, I think, kicked off of his legs and back to the second baseman behind him. It's a 3-1 count for Gillespie at the plate. He had a double back in the second inning, bouncing over the wall in left center. Gets behind one here in the air. That one's fouled. Giving chase. Nogues, the first baseman, runs out of room into the fence line. Full count now for Gillespie. Full count pitch coming up. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Ashland's looking for the double play ball if they can get one. Roseburg trying to add some insurance going to the 7th inning. They're up 4-3, 3 outs away from getting a win. Gillespie waiting, taking some time on the mound, now stepping off. Bloodworth will reset. Bottom of the 6th inning here. Roseburg in front by a run. The 3-2. Ball 4. Carrying inside to Gillespie. That didn't look like a bad pitch. Just missing. Bases loaded with 1 away. Knox Hubbard will bat. Just 1 out. Roseburg trying to put some runs on the board. Watson at third, Klopfenstein at second, Gillespie at first. On the mound, Bloodworth trying to keep it a 1-run game, and it's scooped behind the plate by Cruz Dreiling. That was a nice backhand there that he made. Keeps that ball from getting by and giving the runner at third, Sebastian Watson, any hints of trying to score. Missing low and outside. The count will go to 2-0 for Knox Hubbard, who is 0 for 1 in this game. He struck out in the second, but he's walked and been hit by a pitch. 2-0 delivery from Bloodworth. High, and Hubbard, discipline at the plate. He has watched some pitches not far outside the zone go by. He's ahead, 3 balls, no strikes. 3-0 pitch. Bloodworth trying to not walk in a run. He will avoid doing that. He gets it across for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases loaded. They're playing in on the corners, playing for the double play up the middle. Bloodworth, 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, a run will come in. Hubbard will pick up an RBI with the bases loaded walk. Watson will score. Roseburg will take a 5-3 lead. Still just 1 out, bases loaded. Klopfenstein to third, Gillespie to second. And I believe the courtesy runner, Eli Jacob, will be running out at first. He is. Low and outside on the first pitch to Garrett Zimet. Eli Jacobs out there. Been running all day for Knox Hubbard as the courtesy runner. Strike in for Zimet, who is 0 for 3 in this ball game. Last time up, he popped out to the shortstop. 1-1, off speed, high. Missing the strike zone. Bloodworth, 2-1 offering, bounces in, spiked that one into the ground. And now ahead in the at-bat, Garrett Zimet, 3 balls and a strike. And this is what you didn't want to see happen for Ashland. This is what happened to him in game 1, an inning where it was just bases loaded and walk after walk. The 3-1 will be another walk. That's what you were hoping to avoid. Want to see Bloodworth come in and throw strikes, and right now he's not finding the zone. He walks Zimet. That'll bring in a run. Garrett will pick up an RBI. Scoring is Klopfenstein after reaching on his sacrifice bunt attempt that they ended up with a fielder's choice. Dawson Gillespie goes to third. Jacobs goes to second. Running for Knox Hubbard, and on at first base is Garrett Zimet. And another meeting on the mound. They're going to make another pitching change. Looks to be the case. So Roseburg with 2 runs in here in the 6th inning. They lead 6-3, and we've got another call to the pen being made for Ashland. We'll be back in the bottom of the 6th with Roseburg leading by 3 and a new man on the mound for the Grizzlies. Here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Contractors, formerly known as RE Noah, are the experts in industrial and commercial construction. With over 50 years of combined experience, Renco General Contractors is Douglas County's building leader when it comes to commercial construction. From turnkey construction from the ground up, tenant improvements to seismic upgrades, Renco is an authorized metal building dealer dedicated to providing our community the highest quality structures. They also specialize in steel fabrication and welding. Call Renco today. There's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Bottom of the 6th inning, we welcome you back here after the call to the pen breaks the action. It'll be Miles Ransweiler that'll take over on the mound for Ashland. He moves in from right field. Back to shortstop will go Bloodworth. And out in right field, taking over for Ransweiler, I think is going to go Mendeville. Yep. That'll be Mindeville. That'll take over in right field for Ransweiler. Batting for Roseburg, first man up against Ransweiler will be Dominic Titone. Miles Ransweiler pitched 1/3 of an inning in game 1. So throw down to first, will not be in time on the pickoff attempt to third base. Trying to get Klopfenstein down there. He's back in safely. Excuse me, that is Gillespie. That's at third. Bases loaded with 1 out. Ransweiler coming in an unenviable position. He faced just 2 batters in his first appearance, gave up a 2-run single, and then got a ground out for the final out of the frame. And the inning that Roseburg gave up got 7 runs against Ashland. So Ransweiler only faced 2 batters so far against Roseburg. Dominic Titone was not one of them. He faced Watson and Klopfenstein. So he'll be facing guys that have not seen him yet. Titone here with a 2-0 count, takes for a 3-0 count. And Dominic Titone with the bases loaded could find himself picking up an RBI here as well. Gillespie at third, Jacobs at second, running for Hubbard, and Zymet on at first. The 3-0 pitch is in for a strike. 6-3 the score. Roseburg in front of Ashland. Ransweiler trying to keep the at-bat going. He'll get Titone to pop one up down the left field side. Long run out there for Williams. He'll run out of time. That ball falling in foul territory and then bouncing over the fence. That'll just be strike 2 against Titone, who is 0 for 2 in this game, looking for his first hit. A 3-2 pitch. Titone out towards center, goes right to Carter, who comes charging in, tagging, heading for the plate, goes Gillespie. The throw will get cut off, and that'll be a sac fly for Dominic Titone. He drives in 1. There's 2 away. Gillespie scores. Everybody else stayed put. Jacobs still at second, running for Hubbard. And Zymet still on at first. Another run in. 3 runs here in the 6th inning. Roseburg leading now 7-3. Nathan Wayman will bat 0 for 2 in this one with a walk in the 2nd. 2-out rally is what Roseburg's looking for to try and add more insurance going to the 7th. Low and outside on the first pitch to Wayman. Again for Ashland in the top of the 7th with their last at-bats coming. Unless they can force extras, they'll have their 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Ransweiler, Nogues, and Anway all scheduled to hit. Pickoff throw to second, not in time. I don't know if it's just this year, if it's a new mindset in baseball, if it's just the teams we're facing, but it seems like the last couple of games we've been seeing more and more pickoff throws, especially to second base. We've been seeing more throws there than we have in many years past. Ground ball rolls towards short, there with it. Bloodworth will flip to second base, where Rep is there to make the put out on Garrett Zymet and finish things off in the bottom of the 6th. But Roseburg adds 3 runs. They lead 7-3 as we go to the top of the 7th inning, looking to pull off the sweep of Ashland after this 60-second break on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy 1 signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The Signature Service Oil Change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy 1 Signature Service Oil Change with Pennzoil, get 1 free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Top of the seventh for you here. It's Logan Klopfenstein out there to try and close this one out for Roseburg, leading 7-3. And he will miss high and away on the first pitch of the seventh inning to Miles Ransweiler, the now pitcher out there for Ashland. Ransweiler puts a ball high in the air out to left field, calling for it. Dominic Titone will make the catch for out number one. Roseburg Baseball today brought to you by
Number 2, Ira Nogues.
Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Also by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now at Mahalo. First pitch swinging and fouled back for Ira Nogues. He fouls it off for strike one. 0 for 2 in the game for Nogues. Ball, line drive shot goes right to the shortstop. Dawson Gillespie there for the catch. And Nogues is out number 2. And Klopfenstein now 1 out away from getting this one. He entered the game with a lead less than 4. He's possibly going to be the finishing pitcher. He's not the winning pitcher. This is a save situation for Logan Klopfenstein. He is 1 out away from getting his first save of the season. He misses for ball 1 against the leadoff man, Dylan Enway, who was walked 3 times in the game. Strike on the outside corner for Anway. Anway has walked 3 times and scored once. Picked off in the first inning. 1-1 to him. Softly hits this one in the air towards second. Watson calls for it. Game over. Roseburg will win and sweep the Ashland Grizzlies here today on this Saturday afternoon. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Final score 7-3 after a 7-inning game 2. Roseburg will win and sweep the Ashland Grizzlies. Roseburg improves to 9-3 on the season. Ashland will fall to 2-9 on the year. We'll come back with your post-game show. We'll name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game, and we will wrap things up for you here on this Saturday afternoon from Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field. I'm Joey Kieran. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com. We'll take your 3-minute break here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Contractors, formerly known as RE Noah, are the experts in industrial and commercial construction. With over 50 years of combined experience, Renco General Contractors is Douglas County's building leader when it comes to commercial construction. From turnkey construction from the ground up, tenant improvements to seismic upgrades, Renco is an authorized metal building dealer dedicated to providing our community the highest quality structures. They also specialize in steel fabrication and welding. Call Renco today. There's no job that's too big or too small. Build your success with Renco.
At Kern Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, "Hey, where did you get that great smile?" And for you to be able to say, "At Kern Orthodontics."
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil, get one free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back here to wrap up our Saturday from Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field, where Roseburg pulls off a sweep of the Ashland Grizzlies with a 7-3 victory in Game 2 after taking Game 1 10-0 in 6 innings. Good evening, everybody. Joey Keyran here with you to wrap up today's action here from Roseburg, Oregon, as Roseburg improves to 9-3 on the season, and Ashland will fall to 2-9 on the year. Today's game has been brought to you by some of our sponsors: Fisher's Hearth and Home, Flyaway Travel, The Smile Station, Tim's Appliance, Kern Orthodontics, Barnes Heating and Cooling, Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair, and Dr. Lanson Randall. Roseburg getting the win, and we'll see where that puts them in the standings after today's games between Grants Pass and North Medford and South Medford and Crater. Roseburg could find themselves sitting there towards the top if maybe Grants Pass could get a win in Game 2 of that doubleheader against the Black Tornado. But here in ours, what we do know is Roseburg wins in Game 2. They took a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the second. Ashland got back in within 1 with 2 in the top of the fourth, but Roseburg added a run back in the fourth inning. They led 4-2 until the sixth inning. It was 4-3 as Ashland put a run on the board in the top of the sixth, but Roseburg gets 3 in the bottom of the sixth, and they pull ahead 7-3, and that is your final score. Final numbers here: 3 runs on 2 hits, 4 errors for Ashland, 4 men left on base, 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 10 men left on base for Roseburg. Austin Takahashi will pick up the victory today for Roseburg. He pitches 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, 6 walks, and 6 strikeouts for Takahashi, getting his win. I believe that is the first of the season for Austin. Let me double check here. It is. First win of the season for Austin Takahashi. Getting a save, Logan Klopfenstein will come in. He finishes things out. He gets a 6-out save, and he pitches the final 2 innings. No hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. And Klopfenstein will pick up his first save of the season. And taking the loss will be Gabe Brabeck. He will give up the 7 runs in this one. It's 6 runs. Pitched 5 1/3 innings, gave up 6 hits. Gave 6 runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 hit batters. Bloodworth gave up the other run, and he did not get credit for any innings pitched. He did not record an out. No hits given up, but he walked in a run and gets credit for that. 3 walks, no strikeouts for him in his short time on the mound. So Roseburg gets the sweep here today. Taking a look at some of the offensive numbers. Only 2 hits in Game 2 for Ashland, as Roseburg holds Ashland to just 4 hits total in the doubleheader in Game 2. A double for Nathan Carter in the 6th inning. He would come around eventually to score. And then you had a single for Keller Bloodworth in the 4th inning for an RBI single. And those were your 2 hits in the game for Ashland. On the other side for Roseburg, had 6 hits in this one. Sebastian Watson goes 1 for 4 with an RBI triple, scored 3 runs in the game. Logan Klopfenstein was 1 for 3 in the game with a sac fly for an RBI. Austin Takahashi goes 2 for 3 in the game, 2 singles. He got on base 3 times, was hit by a pitch. Dawson Gillespie, an RBI double. He goes 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Let's see here. Knox Hubbard had an RBI. Garrett Zymet had an RBI. Dominic Titone had an RBI. And Jordan White was 1 for 3 at the bottom of the lineup with a single in the second and scored a run as well. Real quick, for any Ashland fans and Roseburg fans listening that want to know, softball sweeping today for Roseburg. They get 2 10-0 victories in both games of that doubleheader for the Roseburg softball team, winning both their games here today. Coming up next, we will have Roseburg is hosting South Medford Tuesday. Did find out South Medford won Game 2, 9-2 on top of Crater, so they sweep in their matchup, stay right behind Roseburg in the standings. Roseburg will take on South Medford Tuesday. Then they are at Grants Pass on Thursday, and then they host North Bend on Saturday in their regular season finale before then getting into the culminating week events coming up next week or the following week. So you could possibly see the season ending 2 weeks from today. Could be the final day of the season for Roseburg if it doesn't end any earlier during that culminating week events. Ashland is hosting Crater on Tuesday, and then they have a doubleheader against Eagle Point 1 week from today to finish out their regular season. Don't forget, we've got Oregon State baseball coming up here in just a little bit on the score, starting at 6 o'clock. All right, it's time to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game for this one. Game 2, your Mountain Mike Pizza player of the game is Austin Takahashi, picking up the win here in Game 2. And Takahashi getting 2 hits in the game, going 2 for 3 as well. So a nice day at the plate and on the mound for him. Picks up his first victory of the season. Austin Takahashi is your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. And again, all season long, we name a Roseburg player of the game. They earn a $50 gift certificate to use at Mountain Mike's Pizza here in Roseburg over by Roseburg High School just off of Harvard. So we will hand those out, the gift certificates out here in just a little while. We'll have to get those all printed up and whatnot, but we gave out a bunch of them on Saturday or on Tuesday down at Crater, and now we'll get the rest of them printed up and hand out some more coming up next week. Well, folks, that's going to pretty much wrap it up here for us. Roseburg sweeping Ashland today by scores of 10-0 and 7-3. Final week of the regular season coming up next week. We'll have that for you here on the score and streaming at 541radio.com. So we'll look forward to that. Don't forget, Oregon State baseball coming up tonight at 6 here on the score. Until then, enjoy CBS Sports Radio here in the meantime. As we wrap things up, I want to say thanks to Ashland for making the trek here to Roseburg today for this doubleheader. Thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bullen, Head Coach Troy Thompson, and the entire Roseburg baseball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on the score. And want to say thanks to Grady Hamilton back in the studio for doing the radio production work for us here today. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your Saturday evening, and we'll talk to you guys on Tuesday when Roseburg baseball welcomes in the South Medford Panthers. This is Roseburg baseball on Douglas County's home for sports. The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.